What's going on? This is Rick Beta here for another episode of Better Late Than Never, where I'm on a mission to get caught up on some of the old videos from the past. So this is just a bonus episode. I still have normal episodes that drop every Tuesday, but I want to get caught up on the years 2012, 2015 at this point in time. Missed a huge chunk. I'm finding a lot. So I'm on social media at Rick Beta. That's RickBata, and that's on Twitter and Instagram. And you can always email the show, nomangapodcast@gmail.com. So actually, I wanted to start off, give a quick shout out to Stuart from the Franken Brothers Skate Video Podcast. Now, here's the deal: if you're digging these episodes, these bonus episodes I've been doing, we're kind of reviewing videos from the past. They do that very thing. They actually do it better and more in depth. So if you're digging these shows, check them out as well. So, and yeah, like I said, he had a couple of recommendations, so I'm gonna definitely take him up on that. So thanks for reaching out, Stuart. So I appreciate that. And that's the Franken Brother Skate Video Podcast. Go check it. Okay, we ready? Cool. Now I don't know if you heard last episode, but I was mentioning Antihero Skateboards Destination Unknown was going to be the video for this week. That was 2014. So here's a little backstory on that. It took him about 3 years to make. It was about, 6 to 8 road trips. No real premiere, right? It just kind of popped up out of nowhere and caught everyone off guard. It's like, whoa, I didn't even know they were filming this. So, and of course, yes, I do got to get this, as I mentioned it, probably many of you at the time. Every time I say that title, I get Rancid stuck in my head. So, which is not a bad thing. It's just to answer your question. Yeah, I do too. Get that song. I have it stuck in my head right now. So I'll plow through this episode with that in my head. So, but starting off, checking my notes here. I mean, we were in for a big treat when the first trick was of TNT, Tony Trujillo, blasting like a huge backside air. That was the first trick we saw. That was nice. He goes big. You're going to have some crazy stuff with this guy. And dude doesn't even need a shirt. He can just rip it without a shirt or not. But his kickflip to blunt fakie at Burnside, another one. I'm checking my notes here. And as I mentioned, his style, I just put style, exclamation points on my notes. I mean, we all know TNT, what he can do. Did not disappoint. So, and of course, that frontside air. It's about 4 minutes in. That was so huge. It was like huge. With the Silent Age. That was nice. Very nice. And then, of course, next up after that, they had some classic Grosso footage. That was about 5 minutes in. It's not a long video, but yeah, they got right to it. About 5. If you pause it at 5 minutes and 22 seconds, very nice. Very nice. Classic Grosso. And look at that focus. Dude could do all the hand plants and do them with style, and he was so big. It's crazy that he's gone for one, but his ability. And of course, the 50-50 that went around 2 corners to fakie, of course. Oh, yeah. That'll never get old, too. I mean, that was awesome. So, I mean, he was just like 1 corner, 2 corner, boom. Next. See you later. Thanks for coming. So, and then, of course, the next clip they had him showing off his 6-pack. He's like, got to work on my core. Dude, you had a solid core, man. What are you talking about? And I love the nod to like the classic haircut, / eyebrow cutting clip from back in the day. He's like, here's quoting, "There's nothing on the forefront about this. Sober and 43, not so good looking." So I actually beg to disagree, man. You're looking pretty damn good for 43. So you were killing that look though. But it's funny how they kind of gave a nod to that, because I think I remember reading about it, or maybe one of his love letters. He just hated talking about it because that's, a lot of people brought it up, and he just like, okay, no, yeah. But, video and the internet's forever, right? You can't delete it once it's out there. And of course, as much as I loved, the first 6 minutes of this video, it didn't get real. And I'm talking with quotes, air quotes, until Cardiel handed over that gun to Andy Roy. And keep in mind, this is the old Andy, right? Not the one before. I mean, it's the one before he got sober. That Andy. And yes, I know he's fallen off the wagon a little bit, but just to kind of put that in perspective, this was the Andy in 2014. So yeah, before all that though, Cardiel's face at right about 6 minutes 45 seconds. Classic. I wish I could have been in his head. Actually, I know what he was thinking, but he was probably just thinking, yeah, whatever. But you could hear Andy explain to him, hey, just just load the gun and just had him just do the rest for him, basically. And Cardiel didn't even hesitate. It's right then at that moment I was cueing like a remix version of Aerosmith's, Janie's Got a Gun, but with Andy's Got a Gun. That was that moment. Hold on tight. Andy, of course, took one shot and then turned that thing sideways, just blast, 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 hid behind bushes, rolled around the ground. He was firing at this board that, of course, didn't even stand a chance because he held it up, his trophy board. I wonder if anyone actually kept that board. Definitely, I mean, that's one to put on a wall. I mean, imagine that crazy Andy shooting at it, rolling. I mean, that dude was like doing video game moves. And it would have been funny, like, to see the people behind them, and everyone was kind of nervously laughing, like, ha, 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 Andy's doing Andy. But I bet there's some guys just like going, oh man, dude, I'm gonna take like 7 steps back, and I'm gonna still laugh, but I'm gonna take 7 steps back. That was crazy. So, and then of course they did like kind of a quick bail section. Oh, I gotta pause for a second. That near miss. There was an SF Hill bomb. That was so close to. I mean, how? I don't know who that was. I didn't. I don't have it in my notes, but that was a near death experience. So I don't know. Oh, and you know what? Actually, now I think about it, I do have to vent real quick. How come nobody, I mean, not one of you guys warned me about GT's literal hand plant on that sweet old lady? About 8 minutes in, not one person hit me up, said, hey, Rick, that's great. You're going to be watching that video, but be sure not to have any water or beer in your mouth about 8 minutes in. And he was wearing a Mardi Gras necklace, right? Was that his attempt to kind of make it legit? Like, hey, Mardi Gras, yeah, woo. That was scary, funny, hilarious, all in the same thing. It was funny. You could see the dude, the man he was tracking. I don't know if it was her husband or whatever, tracking him the whole time. It was all meant to be like their destiny to meet. I just hope that kid, the mom holding that kid, had to see that go down, is no longer in therapy and just doing well. That's all. I just got to say that. So if there is a follow-up video or something, that more info, and where are they today, I don't know. But that was just, that was funny. That was like, wow, dude, that just happened. Yeah, that just happened, and no one warned me about it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And then, of course, they moved on to a spot. I mean, you got to have a full pipe, right? If you think of road trip skate videos, full pipe, boats, brews, barbecues, I mean, it had it all. But what was up with they were sweeping, and at about 11 minutes, 11 seconds in, it kind of looks fake. I mean, they do that in front of a green screen or something, or was I just tripping? Did I have too many drinks at the time? I mean, if so, what's the story behind that? I'm leaving that up to you guys if you know. And then, of course, Lower Bob's footage. That's a spot. It's about an hour north from here, and I have not checked it out. I don't even know if it's still around. Actually, I think it is. I think at least in the last few months, I've seen people post some clips on there. But I can't remember. But it looks very cool to hear the backstory and how that was all built. So if you haven't seen that yet, there's a little addition from an Oakland spot here in California. So very cool. I got to note this too, though. Frank with that board slash, it was like a board game or whatever. He saved it. He caught it. He knew it was like, oh boy, here we go again. When Andy was fighting in that kitchen. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's been done more than one time, right? Very smooth, Frank, because you're like, oh, here we go again. Let me catch this. Oh, all right. Well, let's move over here, guys. That was funny. Typical Andy. Yes. If you haven't seen this video, Andy goes, well, Andy. Just to sum it up. So, kind of an awkward moment, though. Chris Vanner. There was, during his part, it was a little tough to watch that first little intro with that woman, that nice woman. So I don't know, it was kind of awkward. I had to mention that, but the dude has some great tricks, and he always goes huge. So, and he went huge in this video. So, and then it kind of got quiet, right? because everyone was ready. Wait. Frank's hill bomb? Yeah, did you hear that right? Frank did a hill bomb. And that was insane. And keep in mind, what he's like in, what was he in his late 30s, 40s then? I didn't even look up his age. That was, yeah, I mean, he's up there. He's around, I think he's around my age, but which makes it even more nuts. But dude, like, he pulled it off, and then he ended up sliding like into a parked car. Oh, seriously, Frank. I mean, you don't have to do that, man. Let the young bucks do that. You've paid your dues. You did. But I had fun watching this one. It was about 27 minutes of time. A lot of it is, the road trip. There's very good skating. Some standouts for me, though, were TNT, Timo, Grosso, GT, of course. Peter Hewitt, Shredden, Gerwer, of course, is always so good and insane. There was a Andrew Allen. He's actually now on hockey. So I think most of the guys I've mentioned so far are still on the team. But it was a great soundtrack. You can tell they spent the price and the money for some good tracks. So they had some nice beats along the way. And then, of course, the end credits. They got a bunch. The team was throwing a bunch of rocks at each other, which seemed very Antihero. But then again, the team seemed very lopsided, man. Guys, who picked those teams? But great song choice, of course. Can never go wrong with Big Country. Great jam. Nice end of the video. Have you guys seen this one yet? It's, like I said, it's only about 27 minutes in. I watched it 2 times. I did not see any Julian Stranger footage, though, and maybe I got him confused with Grant Taylor. But I don't know. Is it Grant Taylor's? They kind of look very similar. But I don't know. Maybe I missed it. Maybe had one trick in there. I don't know. Let me know if I missed that as well. I may need to go revisit. So let me know your thoughts. Email the show or hit me up on Twitter or Instagram. Appreciate you tuning in, and I'll be back again on Tuesday.
Chimo gets fired up, then Andy gets fired up,